Agriculture Commissioner Adam Putnam, thanks for joining us.
My pleasure, thanks.
You were right now undecided in this presidential race. What are you going to be looking for? Where are you and what are you looking for this week at P5?
I think P5 essentially is winnowing the field down to the top two candidates. I think basically the second debate in less than 2 weeks in Florida, you're looking at a Romney-Perry type matchup. And so I think, obviously I'm listening carefully to what the specifics of their plans are to put people back to work, how they impact Florida, how astutely they understand some of the nuances of Florida issues. And Florida's got some interesting issues with the Everglades and Cuba and the international hemispheric trade agreements and things like that.
The straw poll, there's some debate about how significant it is. How significant do you think it is? And Mitt Romney, quote unquote, not participating, is he a serious player in that straw poll?
Well, because they put everybody's names on the ballot, then they're all on the hook. And I think that there is a lot of pressure on both Perry and Romney because they're perceived as being the top tier. So if anybody surprises them by sneaking up into a close third place or something, I think that gives that third place candidate new life. But I think Perry, having entered the race most recently, probably puts a little more pressure on Romney to do well in Florida.
And Perry, what are you looking for Perry? Is it kind of a question of his long-term sustainability, viability? What are you looking for in him?
What you want to hear from him, I think, is that they've really thought through why does he want to be president? Is it just filling a perceived void in the race, or are there issues that he's passionate about and he's going to talk about? I mean, obviously in the Tampa debate, Social Security was a big issue, and it's a huge issue for Florida. As a guy that was for reforming Social Security, I want to hear how we're going to fix it, because I think it's unrealistic to say that it's unconstitutional and you're going to repeal the whole thing. So let's talk about how we fix it for the next generation of American workers and modernize it.
The fact that he has called it unconstitutional, written that it's unconstitutional, is that basically the death knell in Florida?
No, it's not a death knell. I think it requires further explanation, and I think that he needs to have a sharp answer for what he meant when he said that. But I think Floridians of all ages, people my age who know that it's not going to be there because it's not sustainable, want to hear how he's going to fix it. And people who are in Florida now that are on Social Security want some assurance that he's not talking about taking it away. And that's not what he said. But I think that it's important that he pretty clearly explained what he meant in his book.
A lot of Tea Party people are talking about agriculture subsidies and want them basically to end. What's your view?
There's room to reform all the entitlements, including ag subsidies. Florida is not a heavily subsidized ag state at all. What we grow, our fruits and our vegetables, they're free market. If it gets cold, you lose money. If it gets too wet, too dry, you lose money. Farmers in Florida are not farming the mailbox like they are in the Midwest.
Final question, what's the best television show on TV?
The best TV show on TV, best show is Magnum PI reruns.
Come on, you're too young for Magnum PI.
No, I'm not. Simon and Magnum PI, baby.
Simon. Thanks a lot, Adam Putnam.